So Sipho Stuurman, looking at some of the tweets sent out by the ANC, they're claiming that the DA has deployed bouncers to disrupt the council meeting. What have you observed?
Well, a very good evening to you, Tsepiso, and our viewers at home. Indeed, there were bouncers that were deployed there, about 30, to just ensure that security was upgraded and to make sure that everybody that was there well behaved within what would be expected of councillors there by Tshwane. But really, all of that aside shows to the key issue that was today, and the key issue today was this special council meeting which was called by the opposition parties, or rather petitioned by opposition parties, seeking to oust the speaker, the mayor, and two other officials within Tshwane. So all of this happened as a result of that these opposition parties and the speaker, Katlego Mathebe, could not find each other in terms of the order, and rather in terms of the agenda and the order in which the meeting needs to run. Now, opposition parties say that we petitioned you for this special sitting, so we should be the ones that table the agenda in terms of how this meeting should be run. Now, opposition parties wanted the motion of no confidence against the speaker herself to be the first item to be dealt with in council today. Now, the speaker argued that she and only her has the power to draft an agenda and the order of that agenda. So this is where these two parties clashed, and then that essentially led to the opposition parties accusing the speaker of being partisan and trying to protect a DA from being ousted in Tshwane. And that's when they staged the walkout, and saying that now they want the COGTA, Gauteng COGTA government to intervene to solve this political impasse. Remember, this has been going on for a number of months since 2019. They have been caught, this matter has gone rather to court, and has gone to council a number of times without a solution in sight.
Now, supposed to part of the agenda was also to have motions of no confidence against the acting speaker, the chair of chairs, including the executive mayor. But the opposition parties are also accusing Katlego Mathebe of contravening Section 29, subsection 1 of the Local Government Municipal Structures Act and Section 5 of SALGA. What exactly are they accusing her of not observing in terms of those rules and regulations?
All right, so as far as we understand it, the opposition parties, because they are a majority in council, EFF and ANC combined, they make the majority in the Tshwane council. So they have then the power to petition a special council sitting, in which then they did, and that meeting was granted. Now, the issue is that when you call the meeting, you should also be, the petitioners should be the ones that draft the order, rather the agenda of the meeting. And the speaker then had problems with the drafting of the agenda by the opposition. Now, this is very important because you might think the agenda is not an important matter. It's quite important because the first person on the agenda that the opposition wanted to be ousted is the speaker, and then it also follows that the acting speaker, the chairs of chairs, and also then the mayor. The reason that they want it in that order is because then it will make way for the acting city manager to be the one that presides over the council meeting if all these four characters are then going to be voted out. Now, it is also said that, of course, the acting city manager is sympathetic, or rather is in the camp of the opposition parties. So then the acting city manager would then allow these motions to be put through a vote. Now, we must mention that today these motions never really went to a vote, and I must say it seems the DA is using every possible trick that it has to make sure that it does not put these motions to a vote, because if it goes to a vote, they won't have the numbers to stay in Tshwane.
I need to quickly ask you this question before we leave. So this opening the way for intervention for the COGTA MEC, Lebogang Maile, what exactly is he expected to do to break the impasse?
Well, essentially, they want, the opposition parties want Lebogang Maile to suspend the speaker, that is Katlego Mathebe, in terms of the manner that she's been running council. They are accusing her of being partisan and protecting the DA, and not really upholding the rules and principles of the House and following the law. So what they want the MEC to fire her, or at least to suspend her, and have somebody else to run these Tshwane meetings so that they can go to a vote. And when they go to to a vote, that's when the opposition will have the numbers to oust the DA in Tshwane.
Sipho, thank you very much. Sipho Stuurman, our reporter, and it seems